Florida, what are you doing?
Who are you again?
6969. Tell me about the aliens.
So... Hold on, I'm updating the Wikipedia entry on fascism to just be a picture of you. That's wildly unnecessary. Oh, did you already do it yourself? Oh, will you shut up? Ain't nothing fascist about this country. What's going on? I think California thinks America's racist against the Flash. How the hell you come up with that? You keep saying America's flashist, and that's all I've got so far. Not fascist at all. What would you say if a person in power compelled his followers to attack a capital after a failed election? I would ignore your point entirely and talk about the BLM riot. Every time he says that, I get upset that I missed a riot. What about if your Fifth Amendment rights are stripped and more power is taken from the people and given to the police? I would ignore your point and ask you to fix crime in blue cities. Just make everything legal and then there'll be no more crime. And what if your country tells you that your tax dollars have to go towards paying for private religious schools? I would stay real quiet about that one because it was a religion I agree with. All you do is speak in logical fallacies and hope that your supporters are too dumb to realize. I prefer illogical fallacies. We see that, yeah. You strip the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and the 14th Amendment, you give more power back to the government. How do people still believe you stand for the things you say that you do? Cause it ain't my fault y'all didn't stop us. Don't blame me for doing it, blame yourself for not stopping me. That's brilliant. I'm using that. Just say what you really want to say. Okay, fine. I think it's an absolute slap in the face of the American people to overturn Roe v. Wade. Are we slapping people now? Well, I'm gonna need another daiquiri for this one. It ain't a bad thing to give the choice back to the states. The choice to what, Texas? To decide on whether or not abortion should be legal. Before this, the choice was in the hands of the people, not the government. I thought you of all people would appreciate that. No, it was the federal government. Not really, no. The decision on Roe v. Wade protected individuals from the government at any level from controlling their people. Then what was the point of getting into government? I know people were making their own choices. They were just making the wrong one. And this is why I'd like to take some time to remind you how important it is to donate to my campaign and vote blue no matter who. Will you shut up for like 8 seconds, please? Well, if that's not the pot calling the kettle whack, it's black. Oh, sorry, I don't see color. Excuse me for suggesting that voting will help. It would help if the people we voted for actually did something. And what could I do? End the filibuster, pack the court. We went from 6 to 9 Supreme Court justices and now we have 13 circuit courts. We are overdue. Those solutions seem a little too tangible. Can we start smaller? Speaking of size, did you guys see that I found the world's largest python? We're busy, Florida. Yeah, so was I. It was huge. Look, I'm upset at the Dems too, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't still vote. Oh, here we go. Stop. Voting is important, but not just the big ones. You gotta get involved locally. No good options? Be the good option. Run for your local zoning board or city council. You can just do that? Yeah. Every city and state has different rules, but if you're in a small town, odds are there are open seats or unopposed candidates. Running and voting hasn't solved our problems yet, though. Right, which is why we also have to educate ourselves and each other. We have to learn which states have trigger laws and bans and which states are legal. Yes, that's just what I was gonna say. Education is— Shut up. You're not allowed to speak until you do something. Yeah, take that. You should take that advice too, Mr. LAPD gets 27% of the entire city budget. Sometimes I forget that you were born and raised here, but then you remind me you have dirt on everyone. You were born and raised in Florida, and your only suggestions are to vote and educate people? Oh no. We're going to disrupt and dismantle every system that was built to stand in the way of progress. I'll get the fireworks. Excuse me! We'll start by destroying the legitimacy of pregnancy crisis centers that claim to be abortion centers but aren't, and render any anti-abortion tip line completely useless by flooding it with calls. Huh, so much for peaceful protest. What is the point of a protest if you haven't been given a reason to make us stop? To post on Instagram. We're here to give you a reason. Stop. We'll start by destroying the legitimacy of legitimacy of pregnancy. Hold on, I'm updating the picture on Wikipedia of fascism to just... How the hell you come up with that? 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 Sometimes I forget that you were born and raised here, but then I remember you have...